Perplexity. So Perplexity have just introduced Claude Sonnet 4.5 and 4.5 thinking directly inside Perplexity. So if we go over here, this is actually one of my favorite tools. I mean, you can even build like apps, for example, here. I think most people don't even realize this. It's kind of got like a built-in super agent feature. And if we go over to the home page here, and then we're going to click on create a model, you can see that we have Claude 4.5. So this is a new update from Claude Sonnet 4.5 thinking, and you also have like Claude Opus and all those other models as well. So you can just select it like so, as long as you're on the Pro or the Max plan, and then from here you can go off and start using it. Now the cool thing about Perplexity is it is connected to the internet, has a lot more functionality than like the traditional, using inside Claude Sonnet. It doesn't have artifacts, which I tend to find is pretty nasty on the Claude UI. And then also you can build out your own apps here as well, right? So for example, we've got a habit app tracker, like you can see, and that is basically just built by us saying, okay, build out a habit tracker, right? And then we can share and build anything that we want using this process. What I've actually done inside the AI Money Lab is just create 50 different business use cases. In fact, I think there's over 60. Yeah, there's 70 inside there. All right, so if you want to learn exactly how to use this, some ideas, etc., I'm going to show you some cool stuff today. But if you just want to steal my use cases, you can inside the free notes from today, inside the AI Money Lab, link in the comments description. All right, so let's say, for example, you want to create content. Well, Claude Sonnet is probably the best writer, and it's one of the best AI coders out in the world right now. And so you can start using a combination of Perplexity plus Claude Sonnet to start building stuff out, right? So for example, if we go inside here, and then we can select labs, we can select research, or we can just use like the basic version here. And then we can choose inside this section, okay, Claude Sonnet. And then let's say, for example, I want to create a blog using the new Claude Sonnet, right? I can take in this prompt, as you can see right here. We can set our keyword for SEO. So let's say, for example, we want to rank for like SEO train in China, right? And then you've got the source context. So this is information about me. We can insert like an outline, but this is basically written exactly how I want it. And then also, we could say, okay, based on recent research and updates from Google, right? Do a little bit of research about SEO updates in October 2025. And then we can start using this. Now, we can actually create multiple tabs and use Perplexity in different ways at the same time, if that makes sense. So you can have like a Perplexity app builder over here, then you've got the SEO content writer, and then you've got Perplexity over here as well, right? And then you can sort of switch between them and have a look what we got going on. So for example, here, you've got a bunch of, you've got the content, all right, and it talks about like the difference between China and that sort of thing. The content itself is written pretty nicely, and the thing about Perplexity is it's very, very good at research, right? That's initially what it started out at. So for example, if you use Perplexity to create content, you're going to find that the references and the information, the stats used here, like you can see, much more in depth, much more sort of based on facts rather than using Claude directly. Whereas Claude is not really going to do the same level of research inside Claude Sonnet. So the content is typically going to be better. And then as you go from here, we can have a look through. It's got links to everything that's used and the topics and that sort of thing. And yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. The other thing you can do here is you can try and rank inside Perplexity search results, right? Like more and more people are trying to use Perplexity as a tool or an alternative to ChatGPT. So for example, if we type in like new Perplexity update, it's going to gather information, and this is basically based on like the latest information from the web here, right? So you can see how it's coming up with the details. It's got all the sources on the right hand side. It's actually a really, really good tool just for doing searches, right? It tends to be better than the most sort of AI tools out there, as you can see, and then it breaks it down. It shows you what's happened recently. So for example, the new Claude Sonnet update. Whereas if you go onto Google and you try and use that as a search engine, it's not really going to give you the same level of usefulness, right? Like it doesn't break down the results. You have to dig deeper to actually get what you want. It's not just going to break down the results on a one-pager like you can see over here, right? So you get the information faster, and that should save you time when you're doing research, and also you get the more recent updates, right? Whereas, for example, if we go onto Google here, you can see, number one, my videos are actually, I mean, damn, that's actually crazy. Like 4 of my videos are ranking on the first page for that keyword. And then if you want any information about the latest updates, well, the last one on Google is GPT-4. That was ages ago, right? Whereas, for example, if you go directly into Perplexity and you're trying to look for new research results, you can find them right here. Now, the other cool thing about Perplexity is it's actually built out a new browser called Comet, right? And this basically works for you. Now, this is kind of like, it looks and feels exactly like Chrome. You can actually import all your information and data from Chrome as well, which is really useful because then you can just hit the ground running. But the biggest difference here is that when you're using this, you can actually get the AI to do work for you. So, for example, if I open up Comet now, so I've already got it installed. We're going to open this up. We're going to open this up like so. You can set it as your default browser as well. I tried that, don't really recommend it, to be honest. But yeah, you can go from here, and then you've got the browser like so. And it just looks like the Perplexity homepage, but we've actually got Google linked inside it, right? So, for example, if we go to the assistant, so you can see this assistant option in the top right, and then we can enable Max Assistant if we want. So that's basically like a more intelligent version of the original assistant. But you can use Comet for free, right? You don't need to be on the max plan. You don't need to be paying for a professional or anything like that. You can use it completely free. And it just got released to, like, I think it was something like 84 million users, something crazy like that. I saw the stats. I don't know if they were just made up, but it sounded pretty crazy. And then from here, you can actually email Google, you know, basically using Gmail. So, for example, if we go inside here, we're like, right, okay, email me at juliangoldie.com. Telling him about the latest Perplexity updates and break it down into nice bullet points for him. We should be able to use the assistant to create that email and then send it. All right, so it's summarizing it right here. And then you can see it's drafting the email. So you can see we're drafting the email, and then we can either refine it or we can send it. Okay, so you can see it comes up with summarizing the latest Perplexity AI updates, and then it's emailing right here. We've got the email address inside the message, and then you can see it's like formatted it really nicely. And again, it's great for that research. So you can see here, for example, it mentions Claude Sonnet 4.5 inside the content. It breaks down all the latest changes. You can send it from yourself, so it doesn't seem to pick up my name, but you can put your name inside here as well. And then we can click send, and that should email directly with a prompt to me at juliangoldie.com. All right, really simple and easy to do. I mean, how simple was that? You can see it now says your email to me at juliangoldie.com, summarizing the latest Perplexity AI updates. It's been sent in clear bullet points as requested. And if we go to our emails over here, so these are our emails. Let's go full screen on this bad boy. You can see that we have the email here. So it actually automatically does the research, sends the email, formats it nicely, and sends it to exactly who you want. And all you do is you send it. You just say, send this email. That's it. That's it. Like, it just saves a lot of time. So, for example, here, we've got the information. So we've got the subject line. It was sent to me. And you can see it actually came from the email address I connected to Perplexity. And again, this is free. This email tool is free. Like, you're not paying for this AI agent, but you can use it straight away. Crazy, right? Because if you were using something like Lindy, or you were setting this up inside NA10, number one, it would take a long time to set up, right, and to get it right. And number two, it would probably be paid, right? Whereas, for example, using this process, you can do it for free, as you can see. It says, hey, Julian, hope you're well. So I didn't, so it's basically done that, and it's like, right, hope you're well. Here's a quick rundown of the latest updates, and then it breaks down all the latest updates. So, for example, the Perplexity email, super agent, Comet browser launch, Claude Sonnet 4.5, new perks for Perplexity, blah, blah, blah. Right, boom. That's it. Simple and easy. But it works really, really well, and it's so easy to integrate into your process. All right. Now, Sam, who's on the live stream inside the AI Money Lab. By the way, if you're not inside the AI Money Lab, make sure you get it. But you can see we're doing a random hangout right there. And you can see that we are live directly here. So you can actually join the live streams here. And Sam says, why don't you recommend default browser? I've had Comet for a couple of months now. Pro, not Max. Anyway, I caught it spying on me. Wow, that's crazy. I haven't heard about that, but yeah, that I saw that on some of the YouTube comments. It's like some people were saying it's spyware and stuff like that. And I was like, well, the Perplexity is a huge brand, right? Like it's got a great reputation. So I haven't experienced that myself, but I just feel like Chrome is typically better than Perplexity. Typically, like the searches on Google are a lot faster. So if I need like really quick answers, then I'll use Google. But if I need like more in-depth or more updated answers, then I'll use Perplexity, right? And that changes. But the majority of my Google searches are like quick, fast searches. So those are the main reasons. It's not to do with spyware or anything crazy like that. Like I've seen the comments on that, but I was like, there must be a conspiracy theory or something like that. DB says, I didn't even know Perplexity had a Max subscription. Yep, it's pretty awesome. That's actually been out for a while. And the main benefit of that is honestly like the app functionality here. So you can see we've got the app like so. And then you've got the assets. So you can actually download the assets from your app, and then you can upload those into, like, for example, Netlify or something like that. You can see a breakdown of the steps and what we built here. And then it even pulls in some videos, as you can see. So it pulls in some videos and sources. So that's the main benefit here, is like it's using a lot of sources. It's not just using like 1 or 2 when you're building this stuff out. It's like 56 sources plus 20 videos, mate. Like very, very in depth. You also got this discover section as well. I've not really spent much time here, but it's kind of like a interesting sort of news feed of all the latest updates. And then you've got, for example, like the trading outlooks here, you know, the latest S&P updates and all that sort of thing. So it's really, really interesting. And then if we go to spaces as well, you can actually create your own space. So these kind of like custom GPT templates where you can go in here and ask all sorts of things. Yeah. So let's keep going now. What else can we do with this? Here's another way that I would use it, right? So I think this is really cool. It's like previously, for example, what I would typically do, I run a lot of Facebook ads. So I think it's useful for you to see this process because it will show you an easy way to scale your content using Perplexity and Sonnet 4.5. And this is a system that I've never really shown before, but it works really, really well. So let me pull this up for you and I'll show you an example. All right, so this is a prompt that I can use for creating ads, right? Creating new sets of ads and then recording them quickly. Now, typically what I do when I'm recording ads, and I'll break down the process. This is something I learned from Alex Hormozi. If I'm creating ads, here's the 3-step process I use, right? So I want to, if the more ads, you know, Facebook ads, whatever you're using, the more ads you run, the more embedded ads tend to perform, right? You need to create a lot of ads at scale. The problem is that's super time consuming and also a bit mind numbing. So here's what I do. I create plus record 150 hooks. And these are like the first 3 to 5 seconds, right? Then we chop that up and we create 3 middles and 3 CTAs. So a middle would be like, okay, here's the AI Money Lab, check it out, blah, blah, blah. We do all this free training every single day, right? And then we have 3 CTAs, like, for example, click the link below, get free access instantly, check it out below, blah, 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 right? So that's a 3-step process. Now, the most time-consuming part of this is actually creating and recording hooks, unless you use AI to help you. And so that's what I'm going to show you here. So we have this prompt, and I'm going to say, like, write a set of hooks for my free AI SEO school group, 3rd grade language, Facebook ads compliant, direct response style. Here's a couple of example hooks. Split it into 5 categories, and then you can see we've got this 11-page prompt that we use with all the information from the free AI Money Lab. It's not really nicely formatted apart from the original prompt, and the reason for that is like the AI, you know, it doesn't care, right? You can literally have tons of typos in your content. The AI will still figure out what you're trying to do, and it will do the job for you. So I think Perplexity will be really, really good for this. So if we go into Perplexity here, and then we are going to click on settings, Claude Sonnet 4.5, so you can see, and then we're going to plug in that prompt like so. If that can't handle that, actually it can handle that amount of content, so that's great. Sometimes, you get a limited token window. This is 6,000 words, 6,000 word prompt that we're using to create hooks. Now it's doing the research, and again, it's using the sources from the web. That's the difference here. If I go into Claude and ask it to do that, it's just going to be like, boom, here's your hooks, but it's not going to do any research. Whereas this actually researches hooks on the web that perform really well. So for example, like 8 amazing direct response examples, meta ad hooks that drive conversions, and then it's going to give you the answer, right? Way better, way better. And why is that? It's because it's doing research and it's actually creating those hooks based on what works really well, right? So you can see it's actually sourced the information before it's written the hook, and we've got sources for every hook that we've created to prove that actually works, right? Now, if we actually go into Claude and we compare the results side by side, we can see, okay, are they better or are they worse? I don't know, but we can test that. So I'm going to plug that into Claude over here, as you can see, and we can see which one gives us the better outputs right here. Right. Just as we're doing this, let me explain the process a little bit more, right? So when we're doing this, we actually split it into 5 categories when we're creating the ads. The reason for that is Facebook, typically on the Pixel, and it's super useful to know if you run ads, we spend about anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 a month on Facebook ads, right? And you can see here, for example, we use offer-driven hooks like book a call now or check out the link below. Then we do proof-driven hooks. So for example, like here's how one customer of mine ranked #1 in 24 hours, right? And basically, this is split into 5 categories depending on how warm or cold the audience is. So if they're completely unaware, then we're going to give them like more curiosity general hooks. But if they're offer driven, so for example, they know who they are, which is typically what the Facebook ads pixel is going to send your content to first until it runs out that warm audience, then it's going to be more offer driven and more direct, right? And so we split it out, we get colder and colder as we go along. So if we go back to Perplexity here, you can see the offer-driven hooks, very direct. This is literally the first 3 seconds, we're telling people to click to join free. Whereas if we scroll down here, you can see we've got the curiosity-driven hooks, and we're like, this free trick helps people make blah, 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 right? As you wouldn't use that, I don't think that's Facebook ads compliant at all, but you get the point, right? But this one you could, right? What if you could get thousands of customers without paying for ads? That's a really good hook, and it's more generic. It's not about SEO, it's not about AI, etc. So as you go through this list, you want to start with the warm list and then work your way down. By the way, if you have any questions about ads or AI in general, just let me know. So let's have a look here. So if we compare this is a big difference. So I'm going to pull up Perplexity and I will compare that to Claude. And we'll see which hooks are better, okay? So you see how there's no sources here. Claude hasn't done any research on the web to see what are the best hooks. Now, if we zoom in on Perplexity's outputs here, you can see we've got the offer-driven hooks, most aware over here, all right? And if we go to these hooks, you can see, for example, it says, join the free AISEO group and get 50 plus free tools that help you rank #1 on Google, right? Join our free AISEO group and get 200 plus ChatGPT prompts that bring customers to your website. So the results are pretty similar, but you see here how it's using different types of hooks. So for example, this one is more scarcity driven. So it says free AISEO training, shows you how to get more traffic in 24 hours. Like that is a great hook. Whereas, for example, if we look at number 3 on the list, join free and learn how to rank on Google with simple AI tricks anyone can use. I would say this is a lot more benefit driven versus this one, right? And so if we keep scrolling through, I would probably use the hooks from this. I'm actually going to test this out next week, and I'll show you, and we'll see how it goes, right? Now, anyway, before we go on again, I just want to explain that ad system. What we do is we can create like 500 different ads based on this process because, sorry, we can create 150 ads because we create 50 hooks. We blend that with 3 different middles, right? And 3 CTAs. So for example, you could have hook 1 with middle 2, with middle 3, with CTA 3. And so when you do like so many different hooks, middles, and CTAs, the output is a total of 150 ads that you can run and test. And the results are really, really different. So for example, if we go up to Facebook Ads Manager like so, I'm going to show you some examples. Let's have a look here. All right, so if we have a look over here, we've got the ads for this. We're generating leads for about $3 on average. And if we go down and have a look at the ads themselves, pull this up. By the way, no one shows you this stuff, but I just want to show you because I want to give value and show you something new and interesting that I've never shown before. And you can see, right, hook 1 versus hook 2, both have the same middle, right? But the difference is this costs $2.50, so $2.50 per lead, and this one is $3.50 per lead, right? So the difference is like 40 to 50% in costs, right? So this is 40 to 50% cheaper, but the only difference in the ad itself, same audience, same targeting, the difference is the first 3 seconds. That's how much the hook changes everything. And you'll notice that across social media, across Instagram, across YouTube, across every single platform that you publish content, the first 3 seconds change everything. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. But yeah, just want to show you that. Anyway, let's keep going now. So Eric says, hey, Julian, is your automated Harrow link building strategy still working? So I don't tend to use Harrow so much anymore. Typically, when we're building backlinks for clients, we will focus on outreach. And the reason for that is that, Harrow's had a really tough time over the last couple of years, right? It's been battered by people doing AI responses. It's been targeted by loads of link builders. And additionally, it shut down and then it came up again. And then I don't even know if people still use it anymore. Right, so the main thing is like outreach tends to get more predictable results and tends to work better. Okay, what else we got here? So Sam says, so this is only in Perplexity Max, not Pro. No, so Claude Sonnet 4.5 is available in Pro and Max, right? So even if you're in Pro, you can use Claude Sonnet 4.5. And then Michael says, I read about AEO. Any thoughts on it? Is Claude now built into Perplexity as well as Comet? I missed the beginning. So Claude, you can switch to Claude inside Comet, right? So you can see we're using, this is Comet, the browser. And then if we go to settings over here, you can see we've got Claude Sonnet 4.5 over here. So we can use it right there, right? Now, when it comes to AEO, that is an interesting, it's an interesting topic, right? So for example, like, basically you're asking, okay, how do we rank inside Perplexity and that sort of thing, right? So if we go to a new chat here, how do you rank inside AI search engines? Great question. So here's what I do. This is my method and it works really, really well. So you can see, for example, if we type in SEO training Japan, you can see that it recommends Goldie Agency as the #1 provider, aka my SEO agency, right? So you've got the list of the top SEO training providers in Japan, provider, focus area, key features, right? And this is ranking inside, for example, ChatGPT, inside Google AI mode, and also inside Perplexity, right? So you dominate all these different search engines. So how am I doing this? And how do I rank #1 inside here, right? So to simplify it as much as possible, if you want to rank inside Perplexity or anywhere else, really what you want to do is I'm going to put this inside the video notes from today, just so you got like the full sort of process. All right, so first of all, you want to make sure that you publish content across, I would say, 5 to 10 different platforms, right? It's so easy to create content. Most people still won't do it, especially at scale, right? So where would you post your content? Well, I would post it across Reddit, your website. You can have multiple websites as well. LinkedIn, Medium, X as well, right? So let me show you an example of how I do this. So I'm going to pull up some articles. We typically publish anywhere between, like, honestly, like, it's crazy. Maybe I think we publish like 500 pieces of content per day if I check the results, right? And if I show you what I mean, for example, I'm going to pull up some example blog posts like so. So we take our content and we publish it across many different platforms, like you can see. So I'm going to pull this up. Let's have a look here. All right, and you can do this with Claude Sonnet and Perplexity as well. So if we go to repurpose content, you can see all the content that we produce and how we produce it and that sort of thing. Now, this helps you rank really well inside Google as well. So for example, again, if we type in Perplexity, new update into Google, you can see me ranking multiple times on the first page of Google right here, right? So how are we doing this? Well, we create multiple blog posts and we create YouTube videos about the same topic, and we just tackle it from different angles. So if we have a look at the latest articles that we published over here, I'll pull these up. All right. So not only do we publish on YouTube, but we use AI to help us publish across multiple platforms here. So for example, you've got the video on LinkedIn. Then you've got the actual LinkedIn article, like you can see. And by the way, this directs traffic to our funnels. So we're not just publishing content for publishing content. Like, we're doing it so that we can actually rank and get traffic as well, like you can see. If we wanted to, for example, publish on Reddit, you can do something like this. All right, and we actually built up community from 0 this year to over 2,500 people. We reached 26,000 people per month, as you can see, and you can see the traffic over time here too. All right, so we're repurposing and publishing that content, targeting the keyword across multiple different platforms, and that helps us rank inside AI, inside Google, etc. Right, you see another one here's Substack, right, and we publish unique content across every platform, you can see. And then we've got Twitter as well. Now we publish on Twitter the actual post, which will index. So for example, if you're doing SEO, that should appear on Google. Yep, so you can see the video is indexed on Google right here. And then also, and that was only published 2 days ago, by the way, but it ranks and it indexes on Google pretty quickly. And then we also publish articles like you see right here, right? So for example, scroll down. I scrolled to a couple of days ago, see what like got traffic and what got reach, but you can see all these different articles that we're creating, and it's pretty easy to create these. So for example, like this article right here, we're targeting Comet AI. We have the thumbnail as the banner, a nice little title, a nice little hook. Then we have the video of the actual tool, which got 2,500 views on Twitter alone, links to our funnels. And then as we scroll down, we've got a full length article that we wrote using Claude and we generated here, right? And then it's got natural CTAs. It's actually taken from the video to send traffic to our funnels. And that is super simple and easy, right? And even the article itself got 800 views, plus the video got 2,500. And you can see, again, this is promoting our services along the way, right? So we're not just creating content to rank, but we're also creating content that actually generates traffic directly from that post to our funnels to make more money, right? So you can see an example here, right? And CTAs are natural throughout the content. So it's a really powerful and easy way to generate a lot of content, create it. It's not spammy, it's not trash or anything like that. I mean, for example, here, if we have a look at this, so if we have a look at this hook, this is not AI slop. So if we have a look at the title, GLM 4.6, this free Chinese AI beats ChatGPT and saves you $200 per year. This is not like AI slop, right? That's a pretty nice title, to be honest. Then it's got our lead magnet on the blog post, and then you can see on the hook, it says GLM 4.6 just changed everything. You're paying $20 a month for ChatGPT, maybe $18 a month for Claude. And right now there's a GLM 4.6 model sitting at number 3 in the world that costs you nothing. Watch the video tutorial below. Like, the content itself is better than I can write it, but the difference is that I don't have time to write this. My team can't write as good as me, but I can easily automate this with AI. create great hooks, and then generate a lot of traffic and leads using this process, right? We typically get anywhere between 200 to 300 leads per day, right? So how would you do this on, for example, like Perplexity and that sort of thing, right? Here's how you would do it. You would go, I'm going to show you a couple of ways you can do it, right? We're giving away a lot of value today. So I'm going to take this content like so, as you can see. Then we're going to go into Perplexity. So I'm going to start a new chat. We're going to make sure that we have Claude 4.5 Sonnet selected. Then we're going to take in this prompt like so. And if you want this prompt, I'm going to plug it into the AI Money Lab section over here. And there you can see the prompt. All right, SEO prompt right there. Again, this is the prompt that helps us rank inside AI search engines and dominate like we're showing you today. And again, if you want the, let's keep going now. I'll come on to that in a second. So let's say we're trying to target GLM 4.6, right? What I'm actually going to do is I'm not just going to do my typical prompt, but I'm also going to go onto YouTube, find that transcript for my video about that topic. Okay, so let's find this out. There we go. Here we go. That's the video. So we're going to take the transcript for that. We're going to copy this, show transcript, copy this like so, close that, plug this in, and then what I'm going to say is using the video transcript below, okay? Then we'll wait for that to load. In the meantime, you can also see you can delegate this to your team. So you can see over here, we can delegate this over here, all right? So you can invite your team to Perplexity as well. But you can see here, now we've got the customized content for my business, personalized to me, personalized to my video, but it's using that information from the video to train the AI to create a really good article, right? And we can just rinse and repeat that across 5, 10, 15 different platforms. And we're not just ranking for AI here. We're not just ranking for search engines. We're also creating content that goes viral on that platform. Like I showed you, we got 1,000 views on the article, 2,500 views on the video using this process right here. So if we scroll down, for example, we've got a nice little title, the free Chinese AI that's crushing ChatGPT at coding. You got a nice little hook right there. And then you can see, for example, it even breaks down the history. So it's like, why nobody's talking about GLM 4.6? Well, first came DeepSeek, then came Kimi 2, then Quen 3. Each release kept getting better. And then it talks about the situation between Chinese AI and that sort of thing. Right? So you can see here that we're using this process. Eric says, are you getting leads through your agency with these ads? Yes, I am. If you want to learn more about like all the stuff that I'm doing, just get it inside the AI Profit Boardroom. I will say now that you got to be careful because we've only got 4 hours left on this flash sale that we're doing. So we're doing 4 for 1, 90% off deal. We've only got, I think this is going to finish at midnight PT time. And basically we're a 4-in-1 deal where you don't just get the AI Profit Boardroom, you also get the SEO Boardroom, the SEO Elite Circle, and our school accelerator program that shows you how I grew the MR of our school community. Plus you get all this stuff, etc. And all the systems that I'm showing you today as well, right? And you get 5 weekly coaching calls with us per week. You get all of my best classroom teachings. You get a very active community, as you can see inside the community here. Someone's posting about AI SEO, as you can see right there. And we're just very, very active and just helping people as much as we can. All right. We even show you, for example, how to do Facebook ads, right? So if you type in Facebook, in fact, if you go inside the community here, we've actually got it as a free bonus. So if you start here, here's everything that you're going to see. And then you can see all these bonuses, right? So bonuses plus deals. And you can see that we have our Twitter AI automation process that helps us reach 7 million people per month. Our Empire Builder Focus Manual that helps me get crazy productive. Free SEO Boardroom access. So if you want to learn all the AI SEO tricks I'm using, you can inside here. And then also we have an AI affiliate marketing course that shows you how some of our members even made money within 72 hours. Not typical results, disclaimer, but that's an example. And then we have the Digital Nomad Playbook, AI business in a book, and we also have, scroll up here, the Facebook ads domination blueprint, right? So you can actually get that. And these are basically the processes that I use to generate leads for my agency, generate leads for my services, and generate leads for school as well, right? And then Eric says, is the AI ranking in AI mass content, scaling stuff in your school? Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Like it's funneling traffic to our school systems as well. right? So for example, if we go over here, we've got a link in the bio. So when people check out our profile, they're going to click on that, boom, they get taken to the AI profit boardroom, right? They go into our funnels. If they, for example, go to our pinned profile, you can see this link right here, boom shakalaka. It's a link to our funnels, right? And so everything on all these platforms, this is just one single platform, but we publish content across 49 different social media platforms. Everything that we're doing here helps us generate more traffic for our agency and also for our business in general. Right. So that's basically how it goes. Shatiko says, what time's it for you right now? Well, if you want to find out where I'm based, you can actually go to the AI Profit Boardroom, and then you're going to go to map, and inside here, you can see where everyone is based in the world, right? And then you can see, okay, what time zones we in, where we at, etc. Eric says, thanks, bro. Sign up. Appreciate you. Just to warn everyone here, we only have this 4-in-1 bundle vanishing tonight, right? So after that, it's gone. This is a final call. We've only got 4 hours left, and you only get it until midnight tonight PT. You get access to 4 different programs: AI Profit Boardroom, that basically shows you all my best workflows, the SEO Boardroom, the SEO Elite Circle, and my upcoming invite only School Accelerator program. All right. Top of that, you're going to get all my best leads, all my best workflows for automating lead generation and content, like I'm showing you today, how to build traffic that compounds, how to create faceless AI content that builds authority. I've built an authority brand in the AI space and the SEO space using AI content. You can also learn how to scrape thousands of leads on autopilot, and you'll plug into all my one-click workflows that use AI inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And then on top of that, you also get 5 weekly coaching calls per week and everything else, right? It's pretty crazy. The value in there is insane. It's insane. I mean, to put this in perspective, if we go inside here, inside our testimonials document, we have 82 pages of happy clients, right? A lot of these from the AI Profit Boardroom, and you can see all these different testimonials from happy people. So, you can try it. And also there's a 7-day guarantee. So if you try it, you don't like it, no problem. You get a 7-day money back guarantee. No problem at all. Right? And if this stuff that you're seeing today is helping you, all the stuff we've shown you on app building, AI SEO, automating emails for free, using AI browsers, automating Facebook ads, and also automating content that drives traffic on the platform, plus ranks inside AI search engines, then just get the AI Profit Boardroom. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. All right, let's keep going now. What other questions we got already? Natalie says, do we need to purchase the annual program to get all those 4 programs? No, you get them automatically when you sign up for the monthly deal, right? So you just go to the AI Profit Boardroom page here, scroll down, and then you can just sign up for instant access. Again, we only have 4 hours left on this deal, so make sure you get it. Again, you do get a double guarantee. So you get a 7-day, no questions asked refund. You can try it, no risk. And then a 30-day ROI guarantee. So if you use one workflow, it doesn't save you time or generate your leads and revenue, we'll refund you, right? That's how confident we are in the workflows. Okay. And then if you're already in the AI Profit Boardroom, then you just go to the community and you've already got access to this stuff, right? We reward people who get in early. Anything that we release in the future, you're going to get access to as well, because we appreciate you so much, right? Like, I absolutely love my customers. I would never ever give them a bad deal, right? So if you've already signed in, if you've already got in early, no problem, mate, right? You get all the bonuses and deals inside the Start Here section, right? So that's how you get access to all the bonuses. You don't need to pay extra. If you're an AI Profit Boardroom member, you already get access. We just want to take care of it. We want to give you more value. Every single week, you've got more value coming, right? This is just the beginning. So that's how we try and help our members as well. All right, so let's get back to Perplexity now. So what else can we do here? So I'm going to close that. You can actually go inside Comet as well, and you can automate your Google Drive and all that sort of thing, right? So you can actually go onto YouTube as well. So if we go onto YouTube here, we're going to unmute. Shatika says, next paycheck, I'm in. Hope to see you in there. Just bear in mind, the deal expires, so you don't want to wait, right? If you wait, then the deal expires and you miss out on the details of this deal. So I would recommend that you get it ASAP. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. But yeah, if you have to wait, you have to wait. That's okay. I'm sure that there's plenty more value inside the AI Profit Boardroom. It's just better to get it today, for sure. So if we go onto these videos, you can actually use Comet inside YouTube, right? So if we go onto here, I'm going to X off the assistant, click on this again. I'm going to start a new. So you can click on the new thread here, and then it will give you prompts for that video, right? So if we have a look at this video right here, you can see that we can either summarize this video, extract key takeaways, and scroll to the next interesting moment. So if we click on scroll to the next interesting moment, what that can actually do is identify key segments inside the page, and you can see it's using Comet Assistant to control your browser, right? So you can actually navigate through the YouTube video, analyze the video, and then select the most important parts right here. It's pretty crazy stuff, right? So it's actually flicked to, if we have a look here, it's actually moved the video, paused it, and then said the video has been advanced to the next interesting moment at the 43-second mark, where Julian Goldie explains how to access and use a new customized chat feature in Notebook LM, right? So it understands the video, it knows how to navigate it. And to be honest, this is very, very crazy, because what blows my mind about this, right, is that the AI understands the video and knows how to navigate it faster and better than a human. Now, we can see the screen. We've been looking and reading and analyzing information our whole lives, right? But the AI has only been doing this for like a year or so, right? Claude browser use only came out like last year, and it can still navigate your browser and do it better than a human. That's crazy. That's crazy and scary at the same time. And you know, this is the worst it'll ever be. So imagine what it's going to be like next year. But you can see here, for example, you can just use this assistant to do all sorts of stuff on the video right here. All right. Now you can also say, for example, okay, let's say, for example, it's a 1 hour Alex Hormozi video. I know a lot of people here watch Alex Hormozi, and you know, sometimes you just want to extract like the key insights from that video rather than watching it, right? So you can say inside here, okay, extract the key insights from this video. We'll click enter like so, and then it'll actually summarize the key insights from the video straight away, right? So it talks about the setup instructions. It actually gives us a step-by-step SOP for using this new feature, the benefits, the pro tips, the advanced features, everything directly inside here, right? How easy was that to do? So you can see how you could even take that, right? And then you can say, okay, now send these notes to me at juliangoldie.com. Tell him to read the notes later, right? And it should be able to use the email feature plus the extracted YouTube notes from the page and then send that over, right? So you can see it's drafted the email, key insights from Notebook LM update video. Hi, Julian, here's the key notes, blah, blah, blah. We'll send that over here. It's going to send an email to me at juliangoldie.com, and boom, you send it faster than your assistant. Your assistant's going to procrastinate on that, mate. This will just do it straight away. I'm telling you. All right, so for example, you can see now that send it instantly. And just to recap here, like, it can use your browser faster than you can. It can send emails faster than your assistant can. You can see the way the AI is going, right? It's speeding up. It's speeding up and it's moving really quickly. So you can see we've got the email with the video notes, and it says, hey, here are the key notes from your recent YouTube video about Notebook LM update. Please read these later, right? And then it's broke it down into bullet points. It says, let me know if you need specific use cases for this, sent by Comet Assistant. Please read these later, right? Boom. So good. And this is on the live stream, right? This is not like, you know, we're doing this and then tweaking it and then seeing if it actually works and then it breaks, and you don't get to see that stuff on normal YouTube videos. Like, this worked perfectly first time around. Crazy stuff. So let's have a look what we got. Best mom ever says, how far can they go in a year, 5 years from now? Yeah, it's just going to get crazier and it's going to get more wild. You know, it's only going to speed up this stuff. Again, this is the worst it's ever going to be, and it's better than humans. It's genuinely better than humans. The only difference is that most people do not know about this stuff and don't know how to integrate it into their business, right? So that's the difference between why people are not using this. Because if everyone in the world knew about this, they would be using it, right? Like, why wouldn't you use this to automate your emails? Why wouldn't you use this to save time on YouTube? That's the sort of stuff we show in the AI Profit Boardroom, peeps. So Shatika says, do you think the codeless app website creation is a thing? Use AI for code and design. Should I go with this path? Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can use it in two ways, right? So for example, if you're creating content with Perplexity, let's say, for example, you want to code something out, right? So we can go on to labs, we can code something out there, or we can just use a fast coder as well. We can select Claude Sonnet 4.5. And then let's say, for example, okay, we want to code a single HTML page for a beautiful SEO calculator. Okay. I would use labs normally, to be honest, but it would take like 10 minutes. I don't want to do that on a live video, which is going to bore you and could take ages. So I'm just going to use the quick mode here, which is still useful for creating code, as you can see. It's coding out the page, and you can use this for coding out games, tools. I'm just going to do a simple one-pager just to help you. I'm going to take that like so. All right. I'm actually going to show you in a second a way that you can easily redesign your landing page as well. So we'll come on to that in a sec. I can see a bunch of questions coming through as well. So we'll get onto all your questions, don't worry. I can see a lot of questions inside the free live stream, inside the AI Money Lab. So you can see it's coding out now. This is our nice little coding assistant. We'll take that. It may not work first time around, but we'll try it. We'll try it. All right. So I'm actually going to use LiveWeave to preview this. I tend to find LiveWeave is just nicer. So we'll delete that. We'll delete that. We'll plug in the HTML over here. Boom. Right. We've just created a SEO calculator using the code from Perplexity. You would just fill out this stuff. So, for example, just going to put some default stuff in there. And boom shakalaka, that's all worked better than anything you or I could code. I don't code, you can't code, but now we can create code using AI, and it works perfectly. It did exactly what I want, and it designed it really nice, right? Like that UI is super clean, right? The other thing you can do is you could, for example, you could go into a sales page, and you can say, right, I want to redesign this, right? So you can just select all the content, press Command and A if you're on a Mac, Command and C, copy all that, go into a new tab here, paste that in, and then you can use Sonnet to say, right, okay, design this content for my AI Profit Boardroom landing page into a beautiful, sleek page that converts. All right, and then you just want to have the button that you're going to send traffic to. And this is a real use case because I actually did use Manus to create this page. But the difference is you have to pay for Manus. Whereas, for example, for Perplexity, you can actually use this for free if you want to. Or you can use Claude Sonnet 4.5 using the paid version as well. All right. So send traffic to here. And then we're going to send traffic to that page. So what that's going to do is analyze all the content. It's very, very messy, but that's the beautiful thing about Perplexity is like, or any sort of LLM, is it can take very messy prompts and it just formats it and figures it out in a logical way, right? And it doesn't take any processing power from your brain to format it, which would, and then you can see here, right? And then we say, okay, code this into a single HTML, right? So it's coding out, boom, look how fast that is. Really cool. Best Mom Ever says, I've been trying a few things. This is why I like your videos. I'm trying to implement for my business. You help me navigate the unknown. Thank you. Really happy to help. And yeah, I mean, that's what it's about, right? It's about trying new things, testing new things, and then figuring out ways to actually insert that into your business to really help you. So we're going to copy that over here. We're going to plug this over here. We're going to take that. Boom, look at that. Landing page ready to go. And that directs straight to our landing page, right? So it's better than anything I can code. Honestly, I would improve the design on that, but you can easily go back into Perplexity and say like, okay, make the design more beautiful or embed these videos, right? And just improve it step by step. So let's have a look what other questions we've got here. So Natalie, let's have a look here. Yeah. So Natalie asks, what paid programs do we need in order to benefit from the AI Profit Boardroom? So if you want to benefit from the AI Profit Boardroom, like you don't need to pay for anything. We actually show free alternatives to pretty much everything, right? So if you go inside the classroom here, or if you type in free, you actually see all these different free workflows that we have inside here. Now, typically with any sort of tool, whether it's SaaS, whether it's AI, you either pay with your time or you pay with your money. So if you don't want to pay with your money for any sort of tools that we're using, there are free ways to pay with your time instead. And so you can get access to a lot of free workflows right here. I try and keep the subscriptions as minimal as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be paying a fortune for stuff and you're just not going to get the ROI. So I don't recommend buying loads of tools. I recommend just staying very minimal, using the bare minimum, and just focusing on your specific use cases. And then Natalie says, do we need to pay Perplexity? Do we need to pay for NA10? No, you don't need to pay for NA10. We actually show you a way to use NA10 for free, hosting it locally, right? So if you want to use NA10 for free, you don't want to pay for it. Loads of people inside the community use NA10 locally. So you can see if we type in locally here, local, you can see all these posts about how to use LLMs local, right? And you can look through those. This is like an archive, so anything you want to learn about, you can. And inside the classroom here, we have loads of trainings on how to use stuff locally, so you don't need to pay for it, right? And also the other benefit of hosting something locally is that it is private. Sam says, Notebook LM is great. Use extension and instantly download hundreds of videos from subscribers. I did it with many people, including you. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, right? Sam says, I did it with Formosi. Now, yeah, that's a great idea. Like basically training Notebook LM on someone like Alex Formosi or myself, and then you can use that to get better outputs, right? To basically create your own like AI digital clone of someone using their videos. And then Natalie says, thanks so much. I'm ready to join. Thank you too. Yeah, really hope to see you in there. And again, only 4 hours. Well, now we've only got 3 hours, 20 minutes left on that. And if you sign up as well today, you can jump on the coaching course this week. You'll get access to the community instantly. So it's absolutely amazing. All right. So we've covered so much. My mind is fried, but I'm going to leave it at that. But basically, you can see all the different ways you can use this. If you want to get the video notes from today, you can get it inside the free community, the AI Money Lab. This is a community of 29,500 people. Inside the classroom here, you can just go to new AI automations, and inside there, you will get access to my ideas for ads, the video training from today, the ways I use AI SEO plus a prompt, my ads process, resources, plus over 60 business use cases for Perplexity Comet, right? And it also comes, I mean, if we go back there, look at the amount of training that we're doing inside here, right? All these different training modules, all these different SOPs and processes is absolutely amazing. These are all step-by-step processes on exactly how you can use all of these different tools, right? So the abundance of free training is crazy in here. You also get access to all of this stuff inside the AI Money Lab, and you get a community where you can share wins. You actually get free bonuses. We have a lot of free training every day, and you can also introduce yourself to other people. Now, if you want to get DM support from me, if you want to jump on weekly live coaching calls, if you want to get all my workflows from today that actually help me generate so much content. So for example, if we go inside the playbook here, you can see you've got my playbook for generating AI avatar videos that helps me reach 2.1 million people per month, and that's growing on YouTube. Let me just pull up the YouTube studio here and I'll show you the facts. I don't really like to talk stuff. I like to show stuff, So for example, if we go onto the YouTube studio, you can see we reach 2.1 million people per month, and that is actually growing. A lot of people say, check your analytics, if you're using AI to create content. Our analytics are going up all the time. We reach 97,000 people a day using AI videos. It's pretty crazy. And if you want the process for that, get it inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Top of that, if you are watching from X, or if you just like X in general, I mean, on Sunday, we reached 329,000 people using our AI automations, and that process is revealed right here, right? So if you want to learn exactly how we do it, we have a video tutorial right here that shows you exactly how we do this stuff. Pretty cool. We also reach 1.8 million people on Instagram per month, and we have the short workflow for that. And additionally, these AI avatar shorts actually reach, I think it's like 900,000 people per month on the avatar shorts as well. Let me pull this up, for example. I'm going to have a look here. There we go. Look, and that's growing all the time too, right? So we create a lot of shorts. We reach 43,000 people a day, nearly 900,000 people per month. None of this is typical. None of this is typical. Well, we're just outliers, right? We're just outliers, and we like to use this stuff, and we like to share what we learn and everything else, right? So it's pretty amazing, and you can get all of these workflows plus so much more. I haven't even touched the surface of what you get inside here. Like, for example, we go in the classroom. Let's say, for example, you're a complete beginner. Let's say you're a complete beginner. You love AI. You know you need AI, but you don't know how to use it in your business, right? Very common problem. Most people don't understand how to use AI in a practical way. They're just playing with tools and messing around with ChatGPT prompts. They have no idea how to make money with it, or how to get more customers, or how to get more leads. We use it for the sole purpose of growing our business. Now, if you want to learn exactly how we do that, you can get the 6-week AI automation masterclass. It takes you from a complete beginner. It will show you how to build an AI agent in under 5 minutes. It will show you the fastest ways that we know to grow your revenue with the AI Profit Boardroom. And then if we keep scrolling down, it will take you all the way in just 6 weeks to becoming an expert, right? And it's a 6-week masterclass. You get homework, you get video tutorials, everything you need. So yeah, it's pretty amazing right here. And you can get all of this inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So hope to see you in there. Appreciate all the questions. Thanks very much, everyone who joined today. And if you're watching this back on the replay, no problem at all. But you can leave your comments on there as well. Again, there's only four hours left on that deal, so you want to get that right now. And if you're watching on YouTube, all you do is you go to the video. So let's say, for example, you're watching this video. You'd go to the link down here, click on it, and sign up. Right, that's how you sign up to the AI Profit Boardroom. So you can sign up right here, and you'll get the 4-for-1 deal. If you're watching on Twitter, just click on the link, boom, sign up right here. All right, hope to see you in there, and appreciate you watching. I will see you on the next one. Cheers, bye-bye.